Welcome everyone to beautiful Teamer Field in Berwyn, Pennsylvania. I'm Kush Batal, and alongside me is
Toby Dieterla.
And we got a good one in store for you today as the Conestoga Pioneers take on the Strath Panthers. Conestoga is still chasing their elusive first win of the season. So Toby, what do you think Conestoga has to do to get that win?
I mean, first of all, I want to bring up not only is Conestoga looking for their first win of the season, but they're looking for their first win against Strath in over 10 years. So this is a big accomplishment. But to get their first win of the season, we'll have to see some consistency. I don't know if you guys have been tuning in to the past few games, but we've seen some really good plays from Conestoga. We've seen a couple interceptions, some fumbles, some good turnovers, even some very, very good drives that have made the start of the game look very promising, yet they haven't come away with a win yet. So if they can stay consistent throughout the game, we could see some potential.
And Strath is going to have the ball first as they're going to start off at the 35-yard line. They are led by their quarterback, senior Luke Mullerhern. He's having a great start to the season as Strathaven is 4-1, chasing the firstly standing in the Central League, only behind Ridley and Springfield, who are undefeated on their season. Conestoga finds himself at the other side of the standings in the Central League at 0-5. Strathaven comes on out, lining up under center in a closed formation. Snap the ball, outside handoff, and it's a big chunk play to start off with. 9 yards, close to a first down. And that's kind of in line with Conestoga's season so far on defense, with them not allowing a good amount of yards per play, right, Toby?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen an average of giving up more than 7 yards per play. It hasn't been too good this season. We've seen this in a past couple games. We saw against Pencrest, for example. They were just letting up a lot of yards very consistently. It wasn't too hard for the other team to just rush through and gain some yards.
And it's a jet sweep on the outside, and it's a first down for Strathaven as number 3, Landon Barlow, gets the first down. Conestoga has let up over 1,000 rush yards this year and 550 pass yards. What does Conestoga have to do on the defensive side of the ball to not allow for big Strathaven night?
I mean, it really depends. It could be formation. It could also be communication. You know, maybe one player sees something in the other's offense that another won't catch, and that could help. Also just overall chemistry, how the line works, how they protect it, as well as the tackles in the back, how they work to spot the other offensive players. It all has to come together.
And a great play made right there by Conestoga for a 1-yard gain. Number 77, Justin Schwartz, to make that tackle. Conestoga has a big interior defensive line, and they really need to step up tonight to stop this lethal Strathaven rushing attack. Looking on the offensive side of the ball, what do you think Strathaven's going to do to keep this game far away from Conestoga?
I mean, what we've seen so far is just running plays, right? And overall, over the past couple games, we've seen teams just kind of keep consistent with these running plays. Conestoga has a really tough time defending them. So I think if they just keep that up, they can keep gaining yards, and that consistency is going to add up.
And that's close to a first down for Casey Hudson. Conestoga is letting up a great amount of yards to start off this game. What do you see on that play right there that allowed for that's prevented Conestoga from making the tackle?
I mean, again, we see that like line formation. Also, the people in the back of the tackles not doing their job of covering all sides. When they're bunched up in the center like that and they're not extending to those sidelines, they can just let plays through like that.
Strathaven sticking in this formation as it's doing them great dividends as they get another first. The ball's out! And we're going to see where this is going to go. It is Conestoga football. The first turnover of the game goes Conestoga way. Big play, Stoga.
So, I mean, this is kind of eerily similar to what we saw last game. Instead of a fumble, it was an interception on the third play, I believe. Conestoga got a huge turnover. It was electric. It gave them a lot of momentum for that amount of the game, but then they just couldn't capitalize on that. So we'll have to see. Conestoga gets more yardage than they did last time. They're in a good position, but we'll see what they do with it.
And Conestoga is without their starting quarterback, Brian Ford, as Marcus Monahan is going to be under center. He gives a handoff on this first play, and it's a gain of 1 yard for Conestoga. Nothing big going there as number 24, Justin Smith, carries it.
Yeah, I was going to mention Brian Ford coming out. He came out in that last game. He got injured, which kind of was a little disastrous to their performance at the end of that last play. As well, number 4, Christian Crump got injured too, so they have 2 pretty keystone players out of the game right now, which could really hinder how they perform.
A trips formation out to the wide side of the field. Conestoga is looking to spread it out here. Let's see if they keep it on the ground or put it in the air. Monahan's going to take it himself, QB draw, and he powers ahead past the 50-yard line to Strath territory. Going to be 3 yards to go for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of that last game, too. We saw, not as successful as that. We saw some near the end zone, but there at the 50-yard line, picking up 6 yards from quarterback rush, really solid from Conestoga.
It looks like a jumbo package is coming in for Conestoga, perhaps keeping it on the ground here. Do you think this is 4-down territory for Conestoga early on in this game?
I mean, it could be. You know, we've seen them play kind of surprisingly well right off the bat, so I think there's nothing necessarily holding them back.
Conestoga going to keep it nice and tight. Hand it off. Looking for a first down, and it's stuffed, but it's looking close. Does that extra stretch give Conestoga the first down right at the sticks? And they're going to give it to Conestoga first down. Off to a great start for Conestoga, as first downs have not been easy to come by of the season.
That's true, and I mean, obviously the first downs are what you need, right? We can have a couple good plays, but if you can't build up that consistency to keep driving up the field, you're just not going to convert anything.
Conestoga finds themselves in Strath territory right around the 45-yard line. Monahan's going to be under center once again. 2 receivers out to the far side of the field. Number 3, Bryce Fielding on at the top. Handoff here. Power play. Hitting the edge. It's got room to work, and a first down for Conestoga. Big play right there as number 44, Henry Bruder, the senior, getting some action as a result of the Crump injury. What do you think Strathaven has to do to make sure that Conestoga is not getting too far down the field and setting those edges?
I mean, similar to what I was saying before, I mean, it depends on formation, what kind of coverage you're playing. Conestoga, I mean, in previous games, they've struggled with getting yards, rushing yards, that is. But here, I mean, they've been doing pretty well. So, obviously, Strathaven hasn't been doing something that the other teams haven't. They just need to find out what.
Flipping the same formation. Let's see if it's the same play. And it is. Bruder powering ahead, this time for a minimal gain of maybe half of a yard. Conestoga has not let Monahan throw it yet. Do you think it would be in the favor of Conestoga to let Monahan get some completions underneath his belt?
I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. Conestoga has been kind of 50-50 with their passing plays. A couple games ago, we saw they were under pressure of a halftime clock. So in that case, I think they felt that pressure and really got a lot of those completions. But in regular play, it has been a little 50-50. We've seen a lot of incompletion, so I think running plays might be more consistent here. We've seen them just pick up a lot of yards consistently. That might be what they continue to do.
Same formation. And a play action. Crump fires it. And a brilliant catch right there by number 1, Niall Holman. Conestoga gets a good chunky yardage of 6 yards right there as Monahan completes his first pass.
Yeah, I mean, good play right there. I like how they're dipping their toes into these passing plays, expanding their portfolio, a little bit more than just those running plays. Nice pass there, too, cut inside. Maybe a little bit of a reach there, so maybe not the perfect pass, but got the job done. They got themselves 6 yards.
Let's see if Conestoga is going to keep it on the ground here in IN. They've been getting successful yardage. And here we go. 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field with 1 on the near side. Monahan lines up in a shotgun. Monahan's going to take it himself. Outside sweep. Does he have the blockers? He does. There's a flag on the play. This one's going to come back. Looks like it's going to be a flag on number 1, Niall Holman, who just made that brilliant catch. And Conestoga is going to be behind those sticks. And it really has been those self-inflicted penalties that Conestoga has been doing to themselves throughout the season, which have hurt them, right, Toby?
Yeah, so, I mean, fouls have been, like, a big part. You know, we've seen a lot of flags. We've seen both in favor of Conestoga and the other team. I mean, here it's going to set them back. Unfortunate. It's really going to mess up their momentum and flow here. 3rd down. You know, this is really not looking good for Conestoga right now.
And not only does that move you back 10 yards, but it maybe gets you out of Rayon or Rowney range, and now you're just fighting for points, essentially. Monahan's going to trot out there. And you're kind of in a forced-to-pass situation here. Let's see if they go back to the play action or just let Monahan sling it from the gun.
Yeah, and last game, I don't know if you're tuned into that, but we saw Bryce Fielding on that outside wide receiver position doing really good on some plays. We'll have to see if they bring him back into action here.
Trips on the near side of the field. Monahan drops back in the shotgun. Oh, he's going deep. He's looking for Holman, and it's picked off. The ball is going right back to Strathaven, and as Conestoga comes up empty-handed on that drive.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of back and forth action here. We saw a fumble to get it to Conestoga, an interception to turn it over to Strathaven. We really just don't know what's going to happen next. A bit of a risky ball to throw there, too. We saw the ball was not going as far as the receivers. Maybe not the best play there. Maybe a situation where you'd want Brian Ford back in play, but they have to deal with what they have, so we'll see.
You can also kind of just treat that play as a punt in case of an incomplete pass. As now Strathaven is back inside their own 10-yard line, but they have been very successful other than that one fumble. Strathaven under center, hands it off. Looking for a big gain on the edge. And it's a big positive play right there for Strathaven, as Conestoga is still not able to set those edges.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little tricky there. We saw Bryce Fielding on that side, on that left side, trying to lock down those sidelines, but just couldn't get the tackle off. And maybe, I'm not sure if it's a combination of both positioning and the ability to tackle what's going on there, but Conestoga has been looking like they're lacking on defense.
Strathaven has yet to abandon this formation. Conestoga jamming up the box. Hand off to the edge, and a big play right there from Conestoga. Conestoga did not let up something big right there, as that big defensive line for Conestoga coalesced to make that stop. Luke Sola was the first man there.
I mean, at the end of the day, White, we're seeing a lot of back and forth. We just saw a turnover in the favor of Strathaven, but at the end of the day, Conestoga is putting up a good fight. They're putting up some yardage. They're definitely contesting Strathaven at the line too. So, I mean, good performance from them. We'll see how the rest of the game pans out, but I'm not ruling out the chances of victory.
A big third down here for Conestoga. Strathaven trying to power ahead. And it looks like they have more than enough yardage to move the sticks. First down, Strathaven. Time is trickling down in this first quarter as we got 4 minutes left. Do you think Strathaven is just going to stay in this formation to keep pounding the ball?
I think so. I think it's very likely. We've seen a lot of, especially before that first turnover, that first fumble, saw a lot of consistent rushing yards, just chipping away at that Conestoga defense. And I think since it worked so well before, I think they're just going to continue.
Conestoga still loaded up that line of scrimmage. And a surging forward again for a huge gain. Looking to me about 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean, overall, they've just been able to force themselves around an average of 4 yards, I'd say. And I mean, over 4 downs, they're consistently getting themselves that first down. I think more of an issue could be those turnovers, right? Those fumbles, those interceptions. So I think they're probably just going to keep doing what they're doing. Just, beating down the Conestoga defense.
3 men in the backfield now. And a fake pitch handoff here, and he is turning upfield. He's running, and he is going to be gone. Conestoga gives up a big touchdown to number 5, Casey Hudson, as he skips his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Strathaven.
I mean, huge play from Strathaven there. Just, to the running back, a little play around the side, and he was gone. Conestoga there are some holes in their defense, right? That went through a couple players. I think that was definitely avoidable. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but that's definitely something that they need to improve upon.
Just great misdirection by that Strathaven offense, faking the handoff and then sending it back to number 5, Hudson. As Strathaven lines up to make it a 7-0 lead as they take advantage of the interception from Monahan. It didn't seem like it because it went by so quick, but that was a 91-yard touchdown drive for Strathaven.
Yeah, I mean, incredible pace from Hudson there.
What do you think Conestoga has to do to make sure they keep their minds in this game and not let things get out of hand too quickly?
I mean, they just got to think of each drive as a new drive, and that's really how it is. At the end of the day, right, one touchdown, that's all you really can have at the beginning of the game. This is kind of inevitable, excuse me. One team has to get that first touchdown. It's just how the game goes. Conestoga can come back, and I think they will get some points on the board for sure. We'll just have to see how well they execute.
Strath is very lively on their sideline as the Conestoga sideline has seemed to die down a little bit.
Interesting last game from Great Valley on those extra points. We saw some kind of wonky formations. They got a 2-point conversion off of kind of a trick play there. They had their offensive line way off to the left, but looks like Strath going to go with more conventional formations there at the extra point. Pretty standard stuff.
Strath holding to hold on to this lead so they get themselves an increased chance of making the playoffs, as they need a big loss from Ridley or Springfield. And a loss at Garnet Valley would not hurt either. Strath getting ready for this kickoff as Conestoga gets the first one of the night. Number 47, Matt Steyer is going to kick off for Strath, and he boots it away. And it's a booming kick. Corralled around the 3-yard line. As Fielding's trying to make a move, going towards the outside, and he is shut down right around the 15-yard line, as this Conestoga offense is going to trot themselves back out onto the field. What do you think Conestoga has to do to get in the end zone on this drive, as they were having a little bit of success on that last drive?
You know, that's actually a good question, because at the beginning, you know, we saw some consistent running yards, and they switched to some passing, which had a little bit of mixed results. I'd say for the beginning, I think they should warm up a little with those rushing yards, get themselves consistent, you know, and their players ready to go. Then I think maybe they could switch into some passing plays. Just saw Fielding there, who returned the ball, has been doing some good receiving plays. We'll see how that turns out, but just they have to crack through this Strath defense.
Conestoga is going to be real tight on this formation as Bruder tries to cut it back inside, and he did not go anywhere. Strath shuts down for a 0-yard gain there. Monahan comes back onto the field, trying to get his play call from his coach.
Number 0, Joel Kwan on the sideline for Conestoga. He was a pretty key running back last game against Garnet Valley, and he picked them up some really solid yardage. He's not in the game, though. Henry Bruder has been taking the running back plays for the most part. We'll see how that compares.
Same formation. Let's see if it's the same play design. And it's a sweep play this time. Bruder stutter steps a little bit. He works a little bit more in his favor on this play as they get 1 yard, but still, it's going to be 3rd and long as Conestoga is backed up on their side of the field. Conestoga sending in their pass catchers with Bryce Fielding and Luca Liberata, who is their leading receiver on the year. What type of coverage do you think that Strath is going to go here? Do you think they're going to expect a pass, or do they hammer down on the run?
I mean, it's really hard to tell here. Conestoga has been doing a lot of rushing, but you know, they brought their quarterback out. Their wide receivers are going wide. It's really hard to tell here, but
dropping back for a pass, and it is straight to Brian Ford on the sideline, but as a result, he's not in his shoulder pads tonight, so that pass goes for no yardage, and Conestoga is going to be forced to punt on a 3 and out.
Yeah, so I don't really know what that was there. It looked like it was trying to go to Bryce Fielding. I'm not really sure if the routes got switched up, what happened. Seemed like immediate pressure there, messed up the play. But yeah, Monahan forced to throw an unfortunate ball there at the end of the day. Unfortunate, but looks like Conestoga's going to punt.
And a difficult throw to make on that far hash going to the other side of the field. Lucky that was out of bounds and not another interception. So Conestoga lines up to punt here. Oh, it's going to be a fake. Oh, no, it's not. And that is a brutal punt as Strath is going to start well within Conestoga's territory within the 35-yard line as Number 5, Luca Lilrada could not put it where it needed to go. So with this field position, Strath Haven has their work cut out for them, as they're going to start at the 37-yard line. A little bit of a generous spot.
Yeah, I mean, again, they already have themselves a solid lead, 7-0, relatively early on. I mean, it's not the worst for Conestoga, but this isn't a good position to be in. They're feeling the pressure. This defense really needs to keep them on locks.
One back in the backfield. And it's given on the sweep again, and it's a gaping hole. And is just running and plowing ahead is number 4, Yusuf Ali, who is their leading rusher on the year.
I mean, looked like he kind of leaped over number 24, Justin Smith, on that play. Really incredible athleticism, picked them up a lot of yards. I mean, it's just showing them how versatile Strath Haven is. They've been good on those receiving, those interceptions, also just on rushing. Well-rounded team, and Conestoga's going to have a hard time defending it.
And to keep running all these plays, it's going to wear down that defensive line, and it's just going to make the holes that offensive line is trying to make much easier. It's going to be handoff again here. And a great tackle is made right there to prevent an even larger play. Conestoga escapes with it just being an 8-yard gain.
So yeah, Conestoga keeps them a little bit at bay, but again, they're at the 11-yard line. That's a little threatening.
And that's the end of the first quarter, as Strath Haven has a 7-0 lead and is threatening Conestoga within the red zone, as they are going to flip sides. What do you think Strath Haven just so successfully in this first quarter to take that 7-0 lead?
I mean, actually, one point that has kind of gone against one that I was talking about was variety. So we've seen them consistently get yards, but we've seen them also switch up their plays. They've been running rushing, they've been running passing. We've seen them do well on all fronts, defense, offense. There's just a lot going on for them and for them. But yeah, overall, they've been putting up really good yards, really consistently. Yeah, Strath Haven has just been performing very well.
What do you think Conestoga is going to have to do to get themselves back in this game and prevent a lot of Strath Haven points right here?
I think one of the things they'll have to do is really lock in on their defense. We've seen them be able to get an okay amount of yards on offense, build up some okay drives, but on defense, they have these holes that the other team, in this case Strath Haven, has been having a really good time finding and punishing. And I think if they can stitch that up, really build themselves a brick wall on that D-line, I think they could have themselves a better game than is going right now.
Strath Haven within the red zone. Second down. Outside sweep. Cutting inside, and it's shut down for no gain. Conestoga putting up a stand there. And now it is third down and short. Stoga's been in this position before, and they've let up a couple first downs. What do you think Stoga's having to do to switch it up to not let history repeat itself?
I think they're just going to keep a similar formation to how they've been playing recently. I mean, that last play worked really well, like I was talking about. Not letting any holes in their defense, really creating a brick wall, and that's what they did there. Really good shutting down of that rushing play.
Handoff right here, and it is going to be an easy first down for Strath Haven. Conestoga not able to get the stop, and the drive continues as Justin Schwartz makes the tackle. Strath Haven has yet to put it up into the air, as number 73, Joey Otta, trots off the field.
So we're looking at the ball at the 11-yard line. I mean, this is threatening for Conestoga. Strath Haven's second touchdown could be devastating.
An absolute misdirection by Strath Haven, but Conestoga is not fooled, as Strath Haven gets no yards on that play. Big play made right there by Conestoga to not let up any major yardage.
Yeah, really good catch there on the defense. Conestoga refusing them to let them get any closer. I mean, this is a tricky situation, but they're at second down. It's possible to stop this, and I have faith that Conestoga can.
Luca Perrin with a big tackle right there to make it second down and long. motioning out. More misdirection and a cut back inside, and it is a touchdown. Number 2 for Strath on the night as Yusuf Ali finds the end zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just able to kind of just weave through as I was talking about those holes in that defense. I think Conestoga, I mean, they just need to do something to improve that. We'll see how this extra point goes. I'm assuming it's just going to be a classic 1-point kick.
Conestoga has lit up 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. 1 to Yusuf Ali right there, and 1 to Casey Hudson. Kick is up, and it is good. Strathaven takes a 14-0 lead as that ball nearly found its way out of the stadium entirely. And Conestoga is going to come out on offense for the 3rd time tonight now. Now, not down by 1 score, but down by 2 scores.
Yeah, tough position for them to be in. Little fun fact, last game against Garnet Valley, they hit the same goalpost on the left side on the left goalpost twice during that match. Looks like Garnet Valley's having better luck, though, doing well on these extra points. I mean, overall, they're just putting up a good performance, consistently getting rushing yards, 14 points on the board so far, just early in the 2nd quarter. They're in a good position.
Absolutely, and you don't want this lead to expand too much for Strathaven because then you're put in a position where you're going to have to pass the ball more. Marcus Monahan, talented player, but he's still young. He still hasn't had a lot of experience yet, and you don't want to throw that quarterback out there in his first ever start, flinging that ball around a lot.
I mean, obviously, Brian Ford was a keystone player in this Conestoga offense, but I think Monahan has been able to kind of grow into it as well. I mean, he has big shoes to fill, but he's been putting up some good passes, some good plays. We'll have to see if he keeps it up.
All set for yet another Strathaven kickoff. And it is rocketed away. Caught by Holman. Holman makes a move. Yet another move, and he is stonewalled around the 19-yard line. As Conestoga is going to trot back out, hoping to put some points on the field.
Yeah, Holman able to dodge 2 tackles there, but 3rd time is not the charm. Don't pick up too much yardage, but I mean a solid start.
Conestoga, let's see if they keep it on the ground or let Marcus Monahan throw it around a little bit more. Under center with 2 receivers to the near side of the field, fielding the inside one with number 5, Luca Liberata, in the slot. Handoff right here, and trying to bounce it outside, but cannot for almost the loss of yardage, but finding their way back to the line of scrimmage for a no yards gain on that play. Do you think Conestoga should trust Monahan a little bit more and let him put it up through the air?
I mean, it's a tricky decision, right? We haven't seen him in the game too much. We don't have a lot of evidence to go off of. When he was first switching last game, we saw a little bit of mistakes. We saw some fumbling off the snap. So I'm not sure how much his expertise can transfer into these passing plays. We'll have to see just how it goes. Also, it depends how good the running back, Henry Bruder, primarily is performing.
Play action here. Monahan drops off in the foul to Holman, and Holman gets popped, but he still gets positive yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and medium.
I mean, as I was saying before, I think we just don't have the evidence yet. And that's a good example. That's going into the portfolio. You know, Monahan pulling off a good play there. Quick release, gives themselves a good amount of yardage. So I think if they can just keep that up, you know, Monahan's building himself some credit.
And Conestoga running what seems to be the most unstoppable play in the playbook, a rollout and dropping off in the flat, as I've never seen that play be covered properly in my life. Conestoga is going to be here for a 3rd and 5, hoping to get a 1st down. He's going to get Monahan a shotgun with trips on the near side of the field. Conestoga loves this formation on 3rd down, but it has not paid them dividends yet. Looking like a man coverage play from Strathaven. They drop out into zone. Moving around is Monahan, and he plows forward to get back to the line of scrimmage, escaping a sack. Strathaven players are not going to get anything too additional on the stat sheet, but they will take a 3rd down stop.
Yeah, and I mean, not a crazy play from Conestoga, but a good recovery, a solid recovery from Monahan there. He was pressured by 3-4 defenders, something like that, but he was able to avoid that loss of yardage. Overall, solid play. Got themselves to not lose too much and still in a position to, you know, get a good punt off. Maybe they'll go for a fourth down play. I don't think so, though. Looks like a punt.
That was absolutely brilliant coverage by Strath as well, as they showed man coverage there, a cover 1, but then they bailed out into what a cover 2 look right there and confused Monahan. This is a much better punt than the last one. There's a corral around the 46-yard line and moving up the field. This play is going to come back regardless of the result of it, as there's going to be a penalty here on the receiving team, Strath. Number 11, Van Wendell.
Yeah, Twin Cal.
Conestoga lucky that Strath is not starting within their own territory once again. Strath hoping to make this league 3 scores.
Sure, Quinn Cal did a good job on that reception there. But I mean, yeah, that flag was crucial. Conestoga just in a slightly better position.
Now Strathaven with still plenty of time to keep running the ball, because they have 7 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock until the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they do have some time to work with. It's going to be interesting how play shifts when we get closer in that sub 1 minute range.
And a toss play out to the outside, and it's a thunderous gain for number 3, Landon Barlow. And Strathaven is going to be faced with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
I mean, Strathaven just keeping up with those running plays. They've been so consistent, and they haven't really been stopped that much. So I think it's kind of just their bread and butter, at least in this game. It's what's working for them. It's what they're going to keep doing.
And going inside on this one, but it is going nowhere. Conestoga makes a brilliant stop there. Number 73, Joey Otto, and number 62, Cody Vermillion on the play.
I mean, beautiful work there. Able to force out, I think, a solid loss of yards there. I mean, overall, good play from Conestoga. I mean, we've seen they've had a decent amount of really good plays, I think if they can just keep that up, if they can be consistent in that, I mean, they can show up and show out.
It's going to be 3rd and short here. Conestoga has not been able to stop them, and it's going to be a quarterback roll here, and this goes absolutely nowhere. It is a loss for 7 yards. Strathaven with a disastrous play as they try to get a little bit too fancy there.
I mean, as I was saying before, the defense has its highlights. I mean, we're going to see a clip of it right here. They knew exactly where that quarterback was going. Very nice work by them.
Number 21, Gavin Brittle there on the tackle, stopping Strathaven and forcing the first 3 and out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some glimpses of hope there. Conestoga has been playing very well in a few situations. See if they can keep that up.
Conestoga was forced to line up rather quickly there, hoping for a fair catch call there, and he does get it. And it is going to be Conestoga at their own 31-yard line to start off this drive. Around 5 minutes left to play in this half.
I mean, good work from Holman there, solid reception. I think that's the first time Conestoga has forced Strathaven to punt. And I mean, that's good. There could be a bit of a bright future here for Conestoga in this game. Definitely, I mean, they've shown that they have bright moments, right? They can definitely put some points up on the board. How many, we'll just have to see. If this defense can keep it up, and now, obviously, on the offensive side, they'll have to shine too.
Monahan clarifying with number 5, Luca Liberato, going underneath, looking at a little bit of a pistol formation. Play action here. Zone coverage once again. No, Holman has it, making a move, and he is shut down. Gets a gain of 7 yards as number 5, Casey Hudson, there on the play.
I mean, yeah, I think we've seen the most success from Conestoga on these passing plays, on those quick releases. You know, short passes from Monahan to Holman. number one. I'm wondering, are they going to keep this up? Are they going to go longer ever, maybe for a wide receiver to someone like fielding farther up the field? We'll have to see. They'll probably come out, when there's more of a time crunch and they have more need to get yards fast. But, yeah, we'll just see how that plays out.
Liberado's going to be in the slot once again. Monahan, that's a false start and a half. As multiple players moved early there, as Conestoga looked confused, including the quarterback, which usually does not happen. As everything Conestoga gained on the play is going to be erased.
Yeah, I mean, real unfortunate for Conestoga. One step forward, one step back. 2nd and 8, I mean, it's not impossible to do, but also not a great position.
Monahan's been able to work those short passes. Let's see if they let him keep working that side of the field. Working the boundaries. It's going to be trips out to the far side. There's going to be inside zone play right there. And gets maybe 2 yards. Number 24, Justin Smith. And Conestoga is now faced with 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I mean, good work by Justin Smith, picking themselves up a few yards, but again, still not an ideal situation, right? 3rd and 6, they have room to work with, right? But once they get to that 4th down, I don't know if they want to risk whole play. So, I mean, this play really counts.
And it is going to be the same formation. Trips out to the far side. Motioning Liberato in. Let's see what Monahan does on this. Drop back. He's heaving it. And this looks like it's airmailed. Popped up in the air. And it drops incomplete. Lucky for Conestoga. And that's the 2nd time today that Monahan just thrown it up there. 2 receivers in the area. Don't know if that was the right route combo, but Conestoga lucky to escape with just another punt.
Yeah, I mean, as I was talking about before, I predicted that Conestoga might go with some longer balls. We saw one there, but, I mean, that time and the time before, we've seen in the previous case an interception, and again there, close to one. I'm not sure how well that's working out for Conestoga. Maybe just Monahan isn't the guy to do it, but we'll see how it goes.
Irani out there to punt. High punt. Oh, and it's lost. Irani jumps on top of it. And Strath is going to start well within Conestoga territory as they looking to make this a 21-0 lead. And disaster just keeps on striking Conestoga's way.
Yeah, I mean, fumble off the snap there. Maybe not the best snap. Irani was forced to really jump there. But, I mean, at the end of the day, blame's not really important. The point is, Strathaven's deep into this Conestoga territory. 13 yards till goal. Not a great situation for Conestoga. Real threat as, Strathaven's looking at maybe their third score, excuse me.
Strathaven eager to score another touchdown, and it looks like they might have it right here. Cutting back inside, and oh my goodness, number 5, Casey Hudson, put it on some Michael Jackson moves out there, moonwalking his way into the end zone as Conestoga gives up yet another touchdown. Hudson's 2nd of the day, making it 20-0.
Yeah, I mean, as we've seen a lot, some misdirection there from Strathaven, even caught the camera off guard. They've been doing a really good job of that, and I think that's part of why the rushing game has been so successful and so consistent. Overall, doing a really good job securing themselves their 20th point, looking for the 21st. I'd be surprised if they don't get it.
The silver lining here for Conestoga is that they find themselves for a 2-for-1 opportunity here, as they do receive the 2nd half kickoff. And if they can score here and get another one at the beginning of the half, they're still well within this game. As the lead is extended to 21-0, Strathaven is having themselves a great night as both marching-bands are getting ready to put on their own types of shows at halftime.
Yeah, so less than 3 minutes on the clock here, right? Conestoga needs to have a good drive here. We'll see, how long that takes. Maybe if the time crunch is bad enough, they'll throw more of those long throws, but we've seen they haven't been in their favor. We've seen one interception, one really close to it. I'm not sure if just those rushing plays are going to be quick enough to get what they need to in this limited amount of time.
And we've seen that Monahan and Holman have been able to work that short outside boundary part of the field off of play action. Let's see if that Conestoga offense decides to keep working the boundaries, keep working the play action, and maybe start attacking the middle of the field a little bit more. But then 3 minutes left to go. You also don't want to give Strathaven another opportunity to score a touchdown before the end of the half, or any points at all. So the 3 and out is not something you want to happen here.
Very true. Another turnover in Stoga territory would be pretty devastating. See how this goes.
And oh no, Stoga was expecting that to go out into the end zone, and it just dies at the 8-yard line. Conestoga has a long way to go to find the end zone.
I mean, that's really just unlucky. You can't really do much about that. You know, Justin Smith and Niall Holman debating if they should catch that or not. They made the decision to let it go, but, I mean, the ball just died. As Kush said, now not a good position. 7 yards until goal. If there's a turnover here, I can't say there's much good news for Conestoga.
No, there would not be, as that would be Conestoga's 3rd turnover of the game. And let's see what Stoga has in line for their quarterback, as they're going to let it go an empty set here. Backed within their own end zone. Cannot take a safety here. Empty set. Monahan puts his man in motion. Jet sweep, and the ball's lost. It's an incomplete pass, though. Luckily enough, it is a forward pass, and the ball falls incomplete.
I mean, that could have been tragic, right, if that was ruled a fumble. You know, they would have gotten the score. Strathaven would have been up 27, maybe 28, with still time to go. I mean, really, there's not much good to say about that play for Conestoga, but at the end of the day, you know, turnover didn't happen. Conestoga still in it, just hanging on at that 7-yard line, still looking for something. I mean, around 3 minutes left on the clock. There's not nothing. There's stuff to work with here. They just have to be able to capitalize.
And empty backfield once again for Monahan to work with. Let's see if Holman goes in motion again. And he does. And it is the same exact play. And maybe the incomplete pass would have been a better idea, as Holman loses yardage on that play.
I mean, it's coming down to the wire. Looked like, what? They're going to be left with around 4, maybe 5 yards left until goal. It's not looking too good for Conestoga, and things aren't getting much better.
At this part of the field, you just got to run the ball here, give yourself some yardage to punt, and hope the Strathaven does not find that end zone again before half. Force it to maybe burn a timeout, but we're finding our way to the 2-minute warning. So Strathaven lucky. I see the Conestoga looks to wind down to a 2-minute warning. They do not. It's going to be a play-action pass here. Monahan just fires it out of bounds. Incomplete pass, and man, just a rough go about it for Conestoga as they stop the clock. Strathaven has all 3 timeouts, and they have 2 minutes. The only thing that Conestoga has in their favor is that Strathaven, we haven't seen their passing attack at all tonight, but maybe they will need it, as Strathaven is averaging well over double-digit yards per rush.
Sure, I mean, we saw in that last play, Liberato trying to get anything there, but unfortunately the pass is just out of bounds. Monahan was really pressured there. Not a lot you can do there, but now 4th and 12 on the 5-yard line. It's really not looking too bright.
And with very minimal space to punt here, Conestoga hopes to pen back Strathaven just a little. And it's a good punt. Oh, it's live. And shut down at the 42-yard line. Strathaven lucky that they jumped on top of that, as that was a live ball as soon as number 17, Quinkel, touched it.
And I mean, at the end of the day, not a terrible result. That was almost a 50-yard punt from back in the end zone, able to get themselves some room to work with. Again, there's still 2 minutes on the clock. Strathaven has their timeouts. It's still a really big threat here, but Conestoga could be in a worse position.
Let's see if Strathaven keeps it on the ground, or if they start throwing that ball a little bit. And for the first, they are not going in the gun. They are staying on the center. Motioning out. And they are going to throw it for the first time tonight. And it's still going to be a run as number 15, Luke Mulhern, powers his way, gets out of bounds, and gets Strath Haven 7 yards.
I mean, seems like Strath Haven might be allergic to airborne balls. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Really refusing to throw anything, but I mean, as we were saying, they're getting real consistent rushing yards. I think it's just working for them, so, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And Strath Haven actually stepped out of bounds early, so it is only going to be a 3-yard gain. And back to the ground, and a big hole right there. You're going to drive a semi-truck through that as number 35, Ryan Murdick, finds his way forward.
I mean, I was talking about before those gaps in the Conestoga defense and how well Strath Haven is doing at finding them and punishing them. I mean, Exhibit A right there, able to pick up another first down and continuing that threat.
Outside handoff here. And a positive yardage once again for number 4, Yusuf Ali. And it's going to be the first timeout for Strath Haven.
Yeah, timeout for Strath Haven. A minute and some change left on the clock. I mean, it might come down to be a little bit tight, but again, they still have a lot to work with. A minute 13. With these rushing plays, you know, they've been able to pick up a decent amount of yardage, but I wonder if the time crunch becomes dire enough, will they start throwing the ball?
And I just want to shout out the Strath Haven O-line and number 84, tight end Tyler Slaughter, throwing out some incredible blocks out there. Just ran over a Conestoga defender on that last play.
Kush, what do you think they're talking about in their huddle right now?
Strath Haven just talking about keeping consistent, hold that ball high and tight, do not let any balls hit the ground, and do not let any balls stay hanging in the air to get picked off. Conestoga, you got to shut them down here. You cannot let up a first down in any scenario. You cannot let up any points in this scenario. Strath Haven is just outside the field goal range. So you let up a couple more yards here, might be lights out. Strath Haven under center, 2 wide receivers out wide. First time we've seen that tonight. It's going to be a straight drop, quick hitch route. Caught, breaking a tackle, moving ahead, still barreling forward. It's number 80, John Riley, the tight end, as Strath Haven gets yet another first down. Conestoga gives up the first completion on the day.
I mean, yeah, really good play there. Just a big guy, 6'4". Riley doing some great work out there, doing a good catch, getting themselves some yardage, and that's their first passing play, and it goes well.
And Conestoga not fooled by trickery here, as Strath Haven gets no yardage on that play. Number 5, Casey Hudson, not able to put the moves on there.
Can't pick up any yards there, but again, 2 and 10 at the 15-yard line. I mean, still, there's a lot of danger here. 48 seconds left on the clock. You know, here it's kind of a 50-50. It's not guaranteed that they're going to get this touchdown, but also there's, you know, a chance that they do. Conestoga and Strath Haven both on their toes right now.
Strath Haven has tons of time to work with as they have one more timeout to go. If they move this chains one more time, it's going to be yet another time stoppage. Still, tons of time here to put it in the end zone and leave Stoga with essentially nothing.
I mean, interesting to see if they'll continue with those passing plays. We saw one work for them, but we've also seen those running plays work so well. You know, if there's incomplete passes on those passing plays, that could also stop the clock. So, you know, there's pros and cons for both.
Second and 10 on the 15-yard line for Strath Haven.
And Strath Haven hoping to get a first down or some positive yardage here. And it is a big play here for Yusuf Ali. He gets the first down. Clock is going to stop here. Oh, is he barreling ahead? They might have given. It's a touchdown for Strath Haven. Yusuf Ali gets his way for his second touchdown of the day. Casey Hudson with 2 and Yusuf Ali with 2. The leading rushers for this team add 4 touchdowns in total today as Strath Haven extends their lead to 27-0.
I mean, yeah, tragic there for Conestoga. It looks like, you know, some of the players were deliberating. Is that a touchdown or is that not? I mean, at the end of the day, the refs are the refs. It's ruled a touchdown. Isn't looking great right now for Conestoga, excuse me. Yeah, we'll have to see how the rest of this plays out.
Conestoga is probably just going to wind out that clock once they get the ball again, and they're going to try to find themselves hoping to get some points on the board in the second half. Kick is up, and no question about it once again. 4 for 4, Strath Haven on extra points. Number 47, Matt Steyer.
4 for 4. Is this Wendy's or is this a football game? 36 seconds left on the clock. Conestoga doesn't have a lot to work with, but at the end of the day, they're going to get the ball after halftime. So, I mean, not too much to worry about. Can they get some points off? It's going to be real tricky. They have some timeouts to work with. I'm expecting some long balls here. Maybe incorporate some of their wide receivers, you know, like Bryce Fielding, who's doing really well in that last game. We'll have to see if they come out with that. But yeah, I mean, Strath Haven has been playing some lockdown defense. It's going to be hard to penetrate. Just have to see with what Conestoga puts up.
And hopefully Conestoga can do a better job on this kickoff than they did on the last one. And they got different returners back here this time. They have number 13, Nico Perrin out there, alongside number 24, Justin Smith.
So yeah, we'll see how this return goes for Conestoga. Last time, they decided not to catch the ball. They wanted to let it go, but just died right outside that end zone. Unfortunate for them. We'll see if this one goes any better.
Let's see if it's going to be a squib here to try to run out some clock. And it's not. It's just going to be an absolute rocket once again. And it dies before the end zone again. This Strath Haven kicker is incredible, as Smith is shut down at the 10-yard line. And that kills any hope for Conestoga to get some points on the board at the end of this half. It's Conestoga with 31 seconds. Not getting a lot of positive yardage. It's probably just going to take a knee here for a couple of rushes and end the half.
Yeah, and we just saw in that replay, just incredible kick there. I mean, obviously the Strath Haven kicker is talented, but I think to some degree that's just luck, right? Maybe you were thinking, is this a magic ball or something? Because, I mean, two incredible kicks, you know, just dying right outside that touchdown. Overall, great for Strath Haven, not so great for Conestoga, and they're stuck at the 10-yard line.
And they're going to move back a yard here to need the ball out and go into the second half. That's going to be the end of your first half, as Strath Haven has a 28-0 lead over the home Conestoga Pioneers. Yusuf Ali and Casey Hudson each have 2 touchdowns, leading away for Strath Haven, hoping to find a hat trick in the second half. Toby, what do you think Stoga's going to have to do to get some points on the board in that second half?
I mean, I think one of the things that they're going to really have to focus on is their defense. We've seen a lot of times they've left some gaps and holes that Strath Haven has been able to find and punish, especially with their running plays. They've been able to weave through, get themselves a lot of easy yardage that Conestoga shouldn't be letting through. So I think if they work on that, they have a chance of, you know, putting up a better fight and getting some points on the board.
Absolutely. And we'll see you all in a hopefully riveting second half.
Good evening. Onto the field comes the 2025 Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. Stop and march one brass. This electro-pop hit debuted the highest selling chart by a female K-pop group. This is the sound of Blackpink with Kill This Love. Umpire Drew Lee asks, why don't you come on over, Valerie? This being heat number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. This is the sound of Rizzo and McElroy. the Pride of Haven, the Strath Haven High School Panther Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Assistant Band Director Mrs. Haley Lombard, Pit Director Mr. Richard Michael, and Drumline Instructor Mr. Houston Rudolph. Ms. Valerie Schliga directs the band front and dance line with Silks Instructor Coach Aria Morris and dancing instructors Ms. Gigi Ainella and Ms. Rosie Ainella. The band is assisted by Ms. Beth Harlan and student teacher Ms. Tommy Bach. For the Panther Band, I'm Nick Montero. Have a great evening, and to the Conestoga Band, have a great show.
Good evening. The Conestoga High School Marching Pioneers are proud to present their 2025 field show, Us. We open the show with the soaring melody of Somewhere Over the Rainbow before we take a hard left turn and ease on down the road with music from The Wind. Finally, we close our show with the iconic and powerful selections, The Wizard's Eye and Defying Gravity from Wicked. The marching band is under the direction of Director Mrs. Christopher Nation, Assistant Director Mrs. Cassandra Gonzalez, Visual Instructor Mr. Nathan Clitter, Co-Art Instructors Ms. Mary Ward, Ms. Erin Harris, and Mr. Spell Torres, Assistant Instructor Mr. Roselle, Drumline Instructor Mr. Simon Bernofsky, and the District's Coordinators Mr. Timothy Gonzalez and Mr. Andrew Ward. Drum Majors Sadie Bro, Zach Costas, and Jake Zhang. Is your band ready? And now, for your listening enjoyment, the Different Easttown School District is proud to present the pride of Chester County, the Beast of the East, the Conestoga High School Marching Pioneers.
that's it.
Hey guys, 113, hold on. 113 comes out. You don't have to go in the back. You can go right to the stand. It's crazy if you catch it. You don't have to go behind. You can go right to the stand.
Oh, well, I'm taking the SAT tomorrow, and I'm not leaving. So that's not my... They have their reason
I need to keep coming down.
Welcome back as we are underneath the Friday night lights for Conestoga versus Strath. Strath holds a 28-0 lead as they have two players with 2 touchdowns, Yusuf Ali with 2 and Casey Hudson with 2. Conestoga is going to start off with the ball here as their backup quarterback has been leading the charge tonight, Marcus Monahan. He has 2 picks on the night and a couple completions.
Yeah, Conestoga trailing by 28. Big deficit to make up. See how they start. I mean, solid return, better already than the rest they've had. Gets to the 30-yard line.
And what seems like for the first time all night, a positive gain on a kickoff for the Pioneers as Holman takes it up a good chunk. Conestoga had a little bit of a rough going about it in that first half on offense. What do you think they have to do to pick it up here?
I mean, really just, I've been talking about this so much this game. Consistency. We've seen really good spouts of offense and defense. You know, we've seen some good pass conversions from Monahan and Niall Holman, number 1, on those quick releases. We'll see if we can find more of that. Also, Henry Bruder has been picking up some good yards as well.
And there he is on the outside zone, and he did not get many yards to say the least as number 7 Cole Haley makes the tackle.
Looks like we're going to see a replay here of that, but yeah, I mean, not a really successful play there. Looks like they lose about 3-ish yards there.
Hey, Conestoga's going to trot back out here for second and very long, hoping to get some positive yardage here. Hoping not to go 3 and out to start off the second half.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can get a first down here, just for the sake of the game. A turnover this early in the game and this far into their territory would be brutal. Looks like a false start there.
And Conestoga is going to be backed up even more to start off this second half and with a 2nd and 18.
I mean, yeah, it's not looking good, and we just started off this half. 11 minutes to go, and they're already losing yardage. 2nd and 18 is the count right now at the 25-yard line, excuse me.
Monahan's going to trot out there. Let's see what Conestoga dials up here. Monahan did have a couple of completions in the short to intermediate range, but it looks like they're not going to have him throw it here.
I mean, I don't know if they have the luxury of going for a quick run play. I mean, they're going to go for one. Not picking up many yards.
Stuff on the play by number 56, Nick Farba. As Monahan, for his second QB draw of the game, does not get anything, and it is now 3rd and a mile.
I mean, 30 and 18 is not a good look, especially on this first drive. I mean, yeah, Conestoga does not have a lot to work with. He picked up 1 yard. So that's all. 3rd and 17 is the count, but again, I don't think they can get that with rushing yards. They're probably, I mean, hopefully going to go with maybe some passing. Got Bryce Fielding on the outside there, maybe looking for a wide ball.
Might just be playing for punting position here as well. As Lucarado is in the slot. And it's another Monahan play from out of the center. And can't even find his way back to the original line of scrimmage, as it's going to be 3rd and 11, and Conestoga is going to send the punt team out there to start off with a 3 and out.
Yeah, so I mean, the good news is they're hopefully going to get a punt off here. So they should be able to get it out of their territory, out of their side of the field, and give Strath a little bit more of a challenge here. You know, we've seen some easier touchdowns for them. They've gotten the ball at the 10-yard line, the 30-yard line, and those really haven't been too hard for them. We've seen they have a strong offense, and Conestoga's been having a bad time dealing with that, and especially combined with that low yardage. It's not a good combination, but here they should be able to force them back to give them about 60 yards.
Liberato nearly gets blocked there as he tries that running punt once again. Gets a pretty decent bounce here, and Conestoga stops it at the 41-yard line, and that is where Strath will start their first drive of the second half. Strath was absolutely killer on the ground in that first half, Toby. Do you think we're going to see more of the same?
I think. I mean, you know, we've just seen them play so well on the ground. As I said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's what's working for them. It's their bread and butter. They're getting yards so consistently, and with decent quantity too. You know, we've seen one pass play. It was successful, so maybe we'll see more of those come out. Maybe as their confidence rises, you know, they're up by 28. It's the second half. I'm not sure how threatened they're feeling, but looks like they're running a running formation here.
And it is a handoff here, and it's a burst of energy there for Hudson as he barrels his way forward for a 9-yard gain. And Hudson's having himself a great 9 alongside the other tailback, Yusuf Ali.
Pick up an 8 on the play to the 49.
Yeah, doing a really good job just finding those gaps in that Conestoga defense, weaving himself through there, slipping past a couple tackles, eventually being taken down, but he was able to find himself, what, 8 yards there?
And now it's going to be a 2nd and short for Strath Haven, as they're probably just going to do more of the same and get themselves another first down. And it's just a QB sneak. And I don't think he got to the line. Right down the center. He's going to stop at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and inches for Strath Haven.
Pick up of only a yard.
Yeah, looks like about a yard to go.
3rd and 1.
I mean, good position for Strath Haven. Again, just constant threats and constant pressure. Conestoga can't really catch a break here. 3rd and 1, I mean, it's possible they defend this. We'll see. I mean, could a turnover happen? I'm not sure, but Strath Haven has been so good about converting these running plays. I'm not sure how well they'll be able to stop them.
Other than one disastrous QB sweep in that first half, Strath Haven is unstoppable on 3rd down. And it's not going to be there. Ball's out. And Hudson is shut down. Justin Schwartz with the initial play. And Strath Haven also goes 3 and out to start off this game.
Yeah,
Not this game half, excuse me.
That defense, I mean, as I was talking about, right? They only had that 1 yard to go, but it's definitely possible. That Conestoga defense just wrangled Strath Haven there, able to force out a huge loss of yards. Looks about 8-ish or so. I mean, really good for Conestoga. 4-9's gonna probably force out a punt here from Strath Haven, and Conestoga's gonna get the ball back.
Strath Haven is looking to only at their 2nd punt of the night, and it's a pretty solid punt right there. And it's going to bounce back, and Conestoga is going to start at their 36-yard line. Conestoga went 3 and out for that last drive. What do you think they're going to do to try to switch the script here?
I mean, I think overall, right, for both teams, running has been the most consistent. And Conestoga has a long way to go. Here on this drive, they're going to have to go around 64 yards, and I think that's going to have to be based in consistency. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of running here. They could go for some, short passes. We've seen Holman have some success with that, but I think overall, they're going to play more runs than passes.
Trips on the near side of the field. And it's just another QB draw here, and Monahan is drawn back. It's only going to be a gain of 1 yard as the clock continues to trickle down in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, those running plays have been kind of a keystone of both offenses here. There, the quarterback tried to get some rushing yards. We'll see. Maybe they'll branch out to some more passing plays, but I think those are more uncertain. And when you have so much of the field left to go and you're not feeling that time pressure, I'm not sure how much of that we'll see.
Monahan did run a couple of bootlegs in that first half, got him some easy completions. Let's see if they can go back to that as well.
Around 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. Conestoga looking to put some points on the board. They're trailing by 28. If they can't get anything, it's really going to be crucial for their momentum coming into the 4th quarter.
Once again, same formation, same play, same result. Monahan for a short gain of 2 yards, 2 or 3 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and medium.
I mean, I don't know if you saw there, a little bit of a spin move from Monahan, getting a little fancy out there, getting some yards, but still, as you said, it's really not enough. 3rd and 6, they still it actually got changed to 5, but still 5 yards to go. Really, they just have one play to do it, and we're not seeing that kind of inventory in their rushing plays. So maybe they're going to put out some passes. Maybe they're just going to put faith in these running plays. We'll have to see.
And the more you run, the less time you're going to have. But looks like Conestoga is going to run it right here on a 3rd and 5. Power play. Bruder trying to start a step, and he gets nothing.
So it's looking like 4th and 5th. I'm expecting a Conestoga punt here, right? Strath Haven likely going to get the ball back. We're going to see what they're able to make of this next drive. On that last one, they're forced to 4th down, forced to punt it. If Conestoga can keep up that defense, I think they can keep themselves a little bit in the game, get themselves some points on the board, but I'm not sure if they can put up that performance again.
Labrada out there to punt once again. Let's see if they give him that running start. Snaps it. They do. Sent away. High arcing. And it's bouncing back. And Conestoga stops it at the 36-yard line as Bruder corrals it. Strath Haven trots out onto the field once again in the dying minutes of this 3rd quarter. Strath Haven hoping to put up a couple more points here, as we have not seen a score yet in this half.
Yeah, I mean, a little surprising, you know. The first half was very high scoring, 28 points put on the board. Just 3 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, and we're not seeing anything. I think a big factor contributing to that is the back-and-forth nature we've seen so far. A lot of turnovers here. We'll see if that theme continues.
Strath Haven, inside give, big hole, and it's going to be a nice solid chunk of 4 yards right there.
And I mean, those are the solid plays that Conestoga is looking to make, finding a gap in that defense and able to get themselves a significant amount of yards.
35, Ryan Murdoch with the huge gain right there. 2nd and 5 now. Strath Haven's going to probably keep it on the ground as they have for most of the game. Their one pass play, they got a huge chunk there, but their other pass play, quarterback just took off and ran it on his own. Coming on the outside, and no one around him. He does not get touched for a solid 5 yards, and he's still bouncing off. Ali will not go down. That is that boxing spirit.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see this on a replay, I believe, but he broke, what, 1, 2, 3-ish tackles. I mean, really good performance. Not something you see very often. Just so many defenders on him. And just a loss of yardage. That's kind of unnecessary there from Conestoga. Shows how good Strath Haven is on those rushing yards.
Yeah, we saw a couple of high tackles, one-arm tackles, and no-arm tackles on that play, and eventually took 4 Conestoga defenders to take Ali down. And a jump there. Don't call it, however. And it's going to be another solid gain for Strath Haven of 0 yards.
So yeah, maybe not the biggest gain. Looks like possibly a loss of 1. I'm not sure if that's a misplacement of the ball, but I mean, regardless, they've been very consistent with their rushing plays. I'm assuming they're going to keep it up. Maybe if the time pressure gets to them, they're going to throw out some, try to get it to the receivers, but we'll see how that turns out.
Time not too big of a factor for Strath Haven, as they do have the 4-score lead. And once again, Strath Haven puts their man in motion, hands it off to them, and Ali is off to the races. But he is stunted quickly there by Justin Schwartz.
And I mean, something that's interesting is in that first half, Strath Haven was very, very consistently picking up yards, picking up those first downs. And Conestoga, I think they've improved a little bit. You know, maybe they've gotten used to their patterns. They've been shutting them down a little. I mean, they got that first turnover. Now it's looking like they could go for a second. 3rd and 9, that's not a great position for Strath Haven. They'll have to get a real solid play to break through.
Strath Haven has been excellent on 3rd down, but we haven't seen them too tested on 3rd and longs. And a timeout by Strath Haven. right before the half. Strath Haven did not like what they had, or just a miscommunication. They want to get themselves reset.
I mean, number 80, John Riley, who we saw get that last pass completion, was out there again, lined up. Maybe they were planning another passing play. We'll have to see, but not sure exactly what they're drafting, but that could be exciting.
Absolutely. Strath Haven has not passed the ball a lot, as Toby mentioned. Only one completion and one attempt on the day. It was a large gain of over 10 yards, but maybe that's exactly what Strath Haven needs here to push the ball down the field on this 3rd and 9.
Right, and they're not in a bad situation at all. 44-yard line. They've done a lot of the hard work. If they could break through here, I think they'll maybe get some of their momentum back. But again, Conestoga, I think, is getting into a bit of a rhythm here on defense, you know. They've been locking them down, haven't been letting through, much rushing yards. So we'll see if they can keep that up.
Strath Haven coming out here now on Stoga's 44-yard line. In the gun. Heavier on the far side of the field. Once again, handoff here. And it is shot down. Strath Haven hoping to just push this clock into the 4th and final quarter of the game, as it looks like they're going to send their punting unit out there. Time winding down here as we're going to head to the 4th quarter.
Conestoga has gone 2 for 2 for forcing out punts on these past 2 Strath Haven drives. I'm wondering what kind of clicked here at halftime.
And time is up on this 3rd quarter, as time is also running out on Conestoga's hopes of winning a game here tonight. End of the 3rd quarter, Strath Haven up 28-0. Silver lining for Conestoga, they did not allow up any scores in that 3rd quarter. On the other half of that, though, Conestoga, no scores for themselves in that 3rd quarter either. What do you think they have to do to flip the script here, Toby?
I think maybe they'll have to incorporate some more passing plays. I mean, there's not going to be a ton of time left, right? Just 1 quarter, 12 minutes to go, which itself is a lot of time, but they've got a big deficit here. I think they're mainly just looking to put points on the board here, at least a field goal. If they can't get 3 points, I think that could be a little disastrous. But, I mean, at the same time, if we look at this game as a whole, yes, Conestoga is down 28 points, but if we just isolate that last quarter, they didn't really let anything through. They forced out 2 punts from Strath Haven, got some solid yardage themselves. So I think that's promising for this 4th quarter if they can keep that up. But yeah, we'll see if they can get some points on the board.
Number 62, Chase Schuster back there to punt, and he sends a good one out there as it goes out past the 20-yard line, around the 17-yard line of Conestoga. They're going to trot out there, hoping to give these Pioneer fans something to cheer about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the touchdown we've seen, I think about half of them for Strath Haven have been at the 30-yard line around or less when they receive the ball. In this case, they're starting their drive with, around 85 yards to go. So this is going to be tricky for them, but it's doable.
Monahan under center. And a jump. And just another rough going about it for Conestoga, as they're going to be backed up even further into their own territory. Not the start you want on this drive.
I mean, yeah, just silly, unfortunate mistakes. We've seen a decent amount of false starts before, and I think all from Conestoga. I'm wondering, what's causing this, because it has been detrimental. They now have 15 yards to go. And before, we've seen it come after some good gains in yardages, so it's been a one step forward, one step back situation. In this case, it's just going to make it harder for them.
Stoga hands it off here. And Bruder finds some daylight. And he pushes her for what seems like the first positive Conestoga play in a while. Conestoga finds himself at the 20-yard line for a gain of 8 and a 2nd and 8.
I mean, that's not too shabby, right? The new standing is going to be around 2nd and 7 yards.
I'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Not too bad, you know. This is definitely doable for Conestoga. Maybe Henry Bruder is giving Conestoga the hope they need, you know, shedding some light on this game.
Same formation for Stoga. Maybe they're going to keep it on the ground here. Stoga maybe got away with a false start there. And Bruder does not find the same opening that he did on the last play. It's going to be a gain of 1 yard, and it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, a little bit of stalemate at that line of scrimmage. Conestoga doesn't come away with any new yards, it seems, but I mean, not the worst. 3rd and 6. It's still doable, right? Oh, it actually looks like maybe they're able to pick up 2 yards there. So, I mean, not terrible, right? This is a solid situation. They can get a first down here and keep the drive going.
Improvement is an improvement. So, Conestoga here, trying to get the first third down conversion in a seems like a hot minute. They trot out there. See if they stick underneath center. Monahan seeming to have some confusion with his players here. Time's running out here, and it's going to be a timeout from Conestoga. Precious commodity for them at this point in the game as they waste one right there.
Timeout for Conestoga. That's their first.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 4th quarter, right? And especially that time crunch at the end where they want to put some points on the board, excuse me. You know, timeout now may seem like a little bit of a waste, but, you know, resources have to be spent at some point. Little time to recuperate, you know, communicate, get a new game plan. We'll have to see what, you know, results from this.
Conestoga, much confusion throughout this game, resulting in false starts and a wasted timeout here. Let's see if they can switch up the narrative here, get themselves a first down, and find themselves in the end zone at the end of this drive.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd and 4th is the current standing. You've seen them get, you know, 4 yards and more yards with these rushing plays. So even while staying consistent, this is definitely doable. Hopefully they can continue that. But again, Strath Haven has put up some real good defense. It's been hard to penetrate.
Stoga on the far hash mark there. We're going to go under center, 1 back, 9 linemen. Handoff, and it's a big play here as Smith gets tripped up as Stoga gets their biggest play of the night in this 4th quarter.
I mean, we're going to look at this replay here. Strath Haven got a lucky, looks like snatch on Smith's ankle there. Yeah, you can see it right there. If he hadn't gotten that, I mean, I could have seen him breaking away from maybe 2 of those tackles. If he was lucky, maybe even a bigger play. Big dreams, but I mean, at the end of the day, they got their first down. They got what they wanted. Really good play and promising for the rest of this drive.
Great pull block right there by number 66, Travis Jones. As they're going to line him up right back there. See if it's the same result. Driving through, and not going to be similar at all. There's only a gain of 2 there.
I mean, at the end of the day, they got yardage, but, you know, when you're just running into a bunch of linemen with no holes, it's not really the play. We've seen Strath Haven really been doing a better job at that, finding those holes in between the linemen, in between those tackles. Wondering if maybe a sweep would have been better there, but at the end of the day, they got themselves 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Not the worst situation to be in, definitely still doable. 9 minutes left on the clock. They've got stuff to work with.
Now Stoga under center. Once again, handoff. Same play that got them that huge chunk. Smith trying to read the defense, but gets positive yards, but could have been larger if he read that a little bit better. It's going to be a first down for Stoga.
I mean, Smith has been performing very well lately. I mean, he's picked them up the last 2 first downs, if I'm not mistaken, been putting up some good points. And Conestoga has been playing almost more consistently than Strath Haven has recently. So I'm wondering, will they be able to put some points on the board, maybe get a touchdown, maybe an extra point? I mean, I'm not sure if a lead is in sight, but regardless, they're doing well.
Absolutely. Conestoga might just keep it on the ground here as they're going to go with a quarterback draw and stuffed. Conestoga not finding much success on those runs with Monahan as they're going to lose yardage right there as the clock continues to spiral down. Conestoga seems to be getting one good play on one play, and then it goes negative on the next play. What do you think Conestoga can do to try to get some consistency and not rely on those big chunk plays?
I mean, it's really hard to say because I like to just say, you know, do what works. We've seen Justin Smith get a lot of good plays, but, you know, you don't want to be too predictable. They tried, you know, to get Monahan more involved that play, but in that case it just didn't work. So it's really hard to say, especially against a tough defense like Strath Haven.
And they give it to Smith right down the gut of the defense. And it's going to be getting back the yards that they just lost on that play. And Stoga is faced with a 3rd and long.
I mean, 3rd and 10, not the worst, right? This is doable. We've seen them get a lot of good yardages, but when you're just one down away from 4th and probably a punt, you're under pressure.
A flag flies out onto the field. Let's see who this is on. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Conestoga, and that's going to back him up even further. Conestoga, more self-inflicted wounds. And what seems like a good drive. Let's let it falter out here. It's going to be 3rd and 25.
So, yeah, it's not looking too bright for Conestoga here. 15-yard penalty. I mean, that's kind of just brutal. Especially on 3rd down, there's not a lot to work with. I mean, they could throw a long ball. They could try for a really crazy rush here. We'll see what happens, but it's definitely in Strath Haven's favor.
Clock continues to run down here with just about 7 minutes. Trips on the far side with Monahan in the gun. He drops back. Quick drop, outside pass, air mails it, and Fielding could not even get his hand up there. Conestoga is going to punt the ball.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a Strath Haven player got a finger on that. I couldn't really tell, but not really sure. Regardless, it goes incomplete. 4th and 25. Conestoga likely going for a punt here, just trying to, you know, lessen the harm that Strath Haven's doing to them.
Conestoga is going to punt once again, and is that yet another yellow marker out on that field? And it is. Conestoga, who just had a 4th of 25, is about to have an even larger down in distance here at a 4th and 30 because of a false start.
I mean, Conestoga is just can't catch a break, but at the end of the day, it's kind of their fault. You know, 4th and 30, this is really not a good look. Even with the punt, they're gonna just almost get back to the line of scrimmage here. You know, Strath Haven is excited about this, obviously, but it's not looking too great for the Pioneers.
These are the down and distances you face in Madden, not in the actual football game. Punt is sent away by Liberato, and it's not going too far. Gets a great bounce right there, though. And it's going to stop around the 48-yard line of Conestoga. Strath Haven with an opportunity to put up some more points on the board. But do you think they're just going to run out the clock here, Toby?
I'm not really sure, actually. I think Strath Haven, you know, we've seen some ambition from them. I don't think, you know, there's 6 minutes left. I'd be surprised if they're already trying to run out the clock. I think, you know, they have some of their team that they haven't tried out fully. You know, we haven't seen a lot of passing plays. Maybe they'll try to incorporate some of that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Strath Haven, only one pass attempt on the night. Was a completion as Ali has it, and he has plenty of room to work with as he tumbles and trips his way to a 1st down. Clock stops. Strath Haven moves the chains.
So, I mean, yeah, really good rushing yards from Strath Haven there.
I mean,
we've seen Yosef Ali just consistently be able to get rushing yards, and notably at the end of his runs, kind of gets this last push of momentum, able to push him through one or two maybe Stoga defenders. Really good play, able to consistently get yards.
Another big run play here. Oh, what a move. Hudson off to the races, dancing, and he's in for his hat-trick touchdown on the day. What a move by Hudson for a touchdown to make it 34-0, as we're going to get a replay of this.
I mean, just so beautiful. Breaks what? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 tackles. Beautiful work there, really weaving through that defense, finding the gaps and punishing those tiny, mispositionings. Something that takes incredible skill and game IQ. Overall, just really solid. They're probably going to be able to secure themselves their 35th point here.
Yeah, beautiful sidestep there, and then just a burst of acceleration to get into the end zone. Kick is up, and it is no doubt that it's good. Five extra points knocked in today, and it's going to be 35-0 as Conestoga going to get the ball once again.
Something I'm interested to see here is how they're going to do on the kick return. We've seen a lot of times where they've had negative yardage. They've gotten around, 18, 19-yard line. Just recently, they were able to sneak past to around 28 or so. We'll see how they'll be able to convert this time. Hopefully, optimistically, last game, we saw them get past the 30, maybe into the 35-yard. If we could see something like that, that could give me hope for this next drive.
Conestoga out here trying to get some more points before they play on a Saturday next week at Lower Merion at 1 p.m. Lower Merion also near the bottom of the standings of the Central League, sitting at a 1-4 record. Conestoga trails them by 1 position. Conestoga might have an opportunity to get their first win of the season there. Ball's getting ready to be kicked. And it is sent away. Another great kick here. Let's see if it dies or it's recovered. It is recovered by Holman. Holman trying to make a move to the outside, and he gets stuffed. Conestoga is going to start at the 24-yard line with under 6 minutes to play at 5:41.
Yeah, kind of a brutal tackle there, but he gets it to the 25-yard line. That's some solid work, able to secure themselves some good yardage. It's going to be 1st and 10. And we've seen both teams struggling to, find consistent yards in the second half. Strath was able to make a good drive there. But yeah, Conestoga has also gotten themselves some rushing yards of their own. We'll see how that plays out, if that can, carry over into this drive.
Stoga in the gun with a trips on the near side. Inside zone. Great blocking there. Trying to cut it back inside, and nothing doing. Conestoga gets stuffed for no yardage.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he cut in a little too early there. But, regardless, gets back-ish to the line of scrimmage. Maybe looks like he picks up 1 or 2 yards there, so not terrible. They get some, yardage. Only 8 to go. Only the second down, so they still have room to work with.
Conestoga, same formation. Flips the field, however. Again, Strath showing man, but they often do bail out of this. Another handoff. And another 1 yard there. A little bit of a ducking down there. Conestoga not getting too much there. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Conestoga done 3rd and long. What do you think they have to do to convert this one, Toby?
I'd be interested to see if we, get some more exhibitions of these passing plays. We saw Holman get some good yardage from some of those. We saw some attempts to fielding as well, but I don't believe we got any completions on that. Maybe they're just going to try to go for a run, but they have their receivers out.
Once again, same formation, flip it. Man coverage look. It's going to be a straight drop, dropping out in the zone, cover 3. And it's behind his man. Incomplete pass as Liberato could not even have a chance at that.
I mean, it looks like it touched his hand maybe, but I mean, yeah, just really not optimal placement there. Hard catch. Not able to convert. 4th and 8. I mean, just not a good position. Expecting a punt here.
And now with that 35-point lead, it is a running clock, so clock winds down probably under 3 minutes. The Strath Haven's probably going to end the game with the ball and secure themselves the win.
Yeah, as you said, running clock in that second half. The only thing that can stop it, I believe, is change of possession.
Boots it away. Solid punt. Live ball, but could not be recovered by Conestoga, and it is going Strath Haven's way. They're going to start at the 44-yard line with under 3 minutes left to end it up.
Yeah, it looked like maybe some pushing and shoving after that punt led to a flag. Assuming maybe on Conestoga, I saw some Strath Haven players happy about that. I mean, regardless, change of possession, that's, as I said, the only thing that's going to stop that clock. Just less than 3 minutes left.
Yellow marker out on the field. Let's see who this is going to be on. And Conestoga adds to their leading category, penalty yards, as they give up some more.
So yeah, as I predicted, the flag is going to be on Conestoga, and I'm just adding a little bit of insult to injury. Already not going so well, but they're advancing Strath Haven to the 41-yard line.
Handoff, moving inside. Pass forward for 1 yard. As number 30, Derek Bradley, wearing a Guardian cap. Don't see that too often in high school football.
I mean, good to see, you know, he's keeping himself safe. Looking good, you know, getting some yards. Overall, solid play. I mean, they don't have to stress too much, right? We see a running clock. They're up by 35. There's really not much to, worry about.
At 2 minutes now in the game, clock will not stop. Bradley on that far side of the field this time. Ball's out. Who's going to get it? And it is still Conestoga ball. Change of possession. A late turnover by Strath Haven gives Conestoga a little bit of energy.
Yeah, another change of possession and another stoppage of the clock. I mean, that's going to be the only thing. Conestoga, I believe, has 2 timeouts left here. So, you know, the game's going to go a little bit longer, but clock's already running.
Let's see if Conestoga can push this ball downfield and get themselves some points before the end of the night. Reuter in the backfield. Hand off to him, and he goes nowhere. Stuffed by the quarterback, number 15, Luke Mulhern. Making plays on the offense and defense.
I mean, crazy there. Very early pressure. Finds his ankles. Just brings him to the ground. Minute left and counting. Wondering if Stoga's going to use their timeout, so just let it run. We'll see how it goes.
Conestoga opting to let the clock run here with under 50 seconds to play now. One more handoff and this game will be over. Bad snap. Monahan's going to change direction. And more of the same, and that's the story of the night for you folks. Conestoga trying to do too much, and they lose yardage. That's going to be the end of the game for you. As the clock winds down here, Strath Haven takes a 35-0 lead and win. And Conestoga on that final play, Stoga loses 5 yards. Toby, what do you think? Strath Haven did so well to win this game.
I mean, the name of the game has been consistency. So consistently they got yards, you know? Notably, Yosef Ali and Hudson, we saw on that field, doing so well, picking up yards so often, and able to get themselves 35 points. Really solid show of athleticism.
Absolutely. Conestoga travels to Lower Merion next Saturday at 1 p.m. to try to get the first win of the season. Conestoga moves down to 0-6 on the season as Strathaven advances to 5-1. They're hoping for a Ridley or Springfield loss to jump them in the top of the Central League standings as Conestoga tries to fight with Harrington for last place in the Central League. For all of TETV, I'm Coach Malatal. Alongside me was
Toby Dietula.
and we'll see you all next time.